This is NBC6 South Florida Today.
Now, coming up next, are your wrinkles and sags beyond creams, but you're not yet ready for a full facelift? We've got something in between.
Well, facelifts can mean everything from cream treatments to drastic invasive surgery. Today, we're going to learn about something in between called the Contour ThreadLift. Joining us now is Dr. Flor Mayoral of the dermatologist's offices in South Miami and a patient, Grace Velasquez. First of all, what is a thread lift?
Thread lift is a procedure that you can do in a doctor's office. It is the only approved FDA product for lifting the tissue. It's contour threads, and it's a very simple procedure that makes people look better.
Now, let me ask you this. It can give you the same results of having a facelift, a real facelift and an invasive
No, this is
surgical
not a
procedure?
facelift.
Okay.
It'll make people look better. It will lift the jowls. It'll improve the neck. It'll lift the eyebrows and make people look good for about 3 to 5 years.
Okay. This is what you use to do it. What
Yes.
exactly is that?
This is the suture that we put inside the skin. It's a barbed suture that is very fine, and it has incredible tensile strength. It can pick up the skin and lift it and leave it there for years to come. The patient has to be careful for the first couple of weeks so that it doesn't move, and then after that, they look wonderful for a few years.
This is fascinating, and talking about looking wonderful. Let's meet Grace. She's had the procedure, and she's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you feel good about the procedure?
Yes, I do. I do. I feel like I look better, and it makes you feel better.
Okay, well,
and it
let's
was an
go with
easy
some-
procedure.
And it was easy?
Very
Did you
easy.
consider a surgical facelift?
Yes, but I don't have the time, and it's a scary thought. And this is not scary at all. There's no pain involved. At least there wasn't for me. And the downtime was an hour's visit at her office.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, well, let's look at some before photos of Grace, the lovely Grace. Okay, yeah, you really can see a difference. Describe what we're seeing, the difference before and after.
Well, if in the before picture, you can see that Grace has jowls. Her neck is drooping a little bit. Also, her right eyebrow is drooping. And with the contour threads, this photograph was taken 4 months after. She looks a lot better. You know, she looks more youthful. She looks more her age and more like she feels. And that's the important thing. After you have this procedure done, patients can go right back to work. We usually do it on a Thursday or on a Friday, and by Monday they're back at work. And if someone has long hair, it's really very easy to just cover the sutures and the bruising with your hair.
Now, does this dissolve in your skin or something eventually?
This becomes part of you.
Really? So that just stays inside you?
It stays inside the skin, and it's a very simple procedure, and they really have improved the threads tremendously. We used to have to tie this end, and now we don't have to tie it anymore, because once we put one side into the skin, the suture is already attached to the other side, and the barbs go in the same direction, so that it really cuts down on a lot of the bruising, a lot of the time that it takes to do the procedure, and extremely simple.
So we have a graph right here,
Yes.
a sketch, and we see those lines. So what is that doing? Is that like pulling up the chin?
Yes, they do. And at the beginning, when you pull up the skin, people will look a little bit wrinkled, and they have to be patient. It really takes about 2 weeks to look your best. So you will see some crinkling at the surface of the skin, and this is the only material that has been approved for this in the United States. It's been in the market for about 18 months, and in that time, we have seen improvement in the technique, improvement in the threads, and ease of insertion, and just a very simple thing to do for patients.
And insertion, are you saying that you actually, it's like sewing, you use a needle?
Yes, it's a long needle. I took off the needle on purpose.
Is it like how long?
It's a little bit long. It's about that long. We don't show it to the patient.
Well, I guess it beats going under the knife.
But what we do is we basically make a little stab wound here and a little stab wound here, and then you take the needle, and when you take your needle, you take the needle through into a deeper tissue.
You go to me, I'll go around her. You work
And once you have it in, then all you have to do is pull it through the skin. And of course, there's excess thread. And when there's excess thread, what you do at the end of the day, you pull the skin back and you crinkle the patient's face.
Amazing.
And the patient walks out looking a little bit like a Shar-Pei. And all they have to do
it
is
doesn't stay that way, right?
No, it goes away.
How much is this going to set me back? I mean, am I going to go broke doing something like this?
Yeah, this is, the more threads you need, the more expensive it becomes.
I may need a couple.
The cost vary between $400 and $600 per thread. It depends on the doctor that's doing it and how much they're charging. And in different areas, they charge, different prices. But this would be between $800 to do these 2 threads and maybe $1,200, depending on where you go.
And you said it lasts a couple of years.
At least 3 years.
All right, Dr. and Grace, thank you so much. This is just fascinating.
I love this.
Yeah, I can tell. Well, you
I'm
can
next.
As soon as you find somebody as good as you, right? Well, you can contact the doctor at her clinic in South Miami. It's near South Miami Hospital, and the number is 305-665-6166. Or you can go to our website at NBC6.net. We'll connect you to her and a list of other clinics that are providing this service. Really neat.